kind of clog, and I said, blow some air through the line, let's see if we can clear. And then a line, and then poof, and suddenly, boom, I got a face full of gas. And then the pilot light jumped and my face caught on fire.
Jay Leno, the legendary comedian and longtime host of The Tonight Show, is saying goodbye after a tragic diagnosis. For decades, Leno has been known for his signature humor, quick wit, and ability to light up millions of living rooms across America. But now, behind the laughter and bright smiles, there is a personal battle that he has kept private, until now. Fans remember him as the man with the iconic chin, the nightly monologues, and the ever-present energy that made late-night television a staple in homes for generations. Few could have imagined that someone so full of life and vitality would face a diagnosis that could change everything. For Jay, the news is devastating not just because of what it means for him personally, but because it forces him to step away from the stage, the spotlight, and the world he has called home for decades. In an emotional statement, Leno revealed the reality of his health and the difficult decision to step back from public life. While the diagnosis is serious, he has approached it with courage, grace, and a sense of honesty that few could muster under such circumstances. It's a side of Jay Leno that fans rarely see, vulnerable, reflective, and facing an uncertain future with a mixture of strength and sorrow. This revelation has left fans and colleagues alike in shock. Messages of support are pouring in from across the globe, but for those who know him best, it's a moment of deep concern and reflection. For Jay, this is more than a personal challenge. It is a turning point, one that marks the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter filled with uncertainty, courage, and the unwavering spirit of a man who has always faced life head-on. Jay Leno's career has been defined by laughter, late nights, and an unmatched work ethic that made him one of the most recognizable faces in television history. From his early days as a stand-up comedian in small clubs to becoming the host of The Tonight Show, Jay built a reputation for sharp wit, relentless energy, and an ability to connect with audiences like few others could. But behind the humor and charm, there was a man who carried immense dedication, long hours, and personal sacrifices that the public rarely saw. Growing up in New Rochelle, New York, Jay's path to comedy was not handed to him. He began performing at a young age, honing his craft in clubs and theaters, learning to read audiences and adjust his timing with precision. The humor he displayed on stage was the product of years of discipline, observation, and determination, a combination that would later define his television persona. Friends and fellow comedians recall his tireless commitment, often practicing routines and testing material late into the night, striving for a performance that would leave audiences laughing and wanting more. When Jay transitioned to television, the stakes grew higher. Hosting The Tonight Show demanded not only comedic skill, but endurance. Long hours, tight schedules, and the constant pressure to entertain millions of viewers could wear down even the most seasoned performers. Behind the cameras, Jay was navigating interviews, sketches, and monologues, all while maintaining the cheerful, approachable demeanor that fans adored. Yet those who worked closely with him noticed that the energy required to sustain this image came at a cost. Family life, too, required careful balance. Jay has always been devoted to his wife and children, ensuring that despite the demands of his career, he remained present and supportive. He often spoke about the importance of grounding himself at home, finding solace in routine, and using family as a refuge from the relentless pace of show business. Even as fame grew, he prioritized these personal connections, understanding that life beyond the camera was just as important as life in front of it. Now, after decades of work, recognition, and global admiration, Jay Leno faces a challenge that transcends career and fame, a serious diagnosis that has forced him to reconsider the future. It is a moment that brings perspective, reflection, and a recognition of the sacrifices he has made along the way. The diagnosis is not just a personal health matter, it marks a turning point in the life of a man who has dedicated himself to bringing joy to millions, often at the expense of his own well-being. Despite the news, Jay's resilience remains evident. Friends and colleagues emphasize his courage, humor, and unwavering spirit, qualities that have carried him through decades of both professional and personal challenges. This chapter in his life, while difficult, also serves as a testament to the determination and heart that have defined him from his earliest performances to his status as a television icon. As the world watches this legendary entertainer face an unexpected battle, it becomes clear that Jay Leno is more than just a comedian or host. He is a figure of perseverance, an embodiment of dedication, and a reminder that even those who make others laugh the most can face profound personal struggles. Struggles that require courage, reflection, and strength beyond measure. The news of Jay Leno's diagnosis has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, leaving fans, colleagues, and friends reeling. For someone whose life has always been in the public eye, facing a health challenge of this magnitude brings a new kind of scrutiny, one that is far more personal than anything he has dealt with on stage or in front of the camera. The diagnosis, while private until now, represents a turning point in Jay's life, forcing him to confront questions about his future, his career, and his family in ways he never anticipated. Jay has always approached life with energy, determination, and a sense of humor. Yet this news demanded a different kind of resilience. No longer was he preparing monologues or entertaining millions. Now, the focus was on treatment, understanding the implications of the illness and grappling with the emotions that come with a serious medical challenge. Friends close to him describe a mixture of shock and admiration. Shock for the suddenness of the news and admiration for the grace and courage with which he has faced it. Family has become the cornerstone of support during this time. Jay's devotion to his wife and children, long evident throughout his career, has become even more pronounced. In moments away from the public eye, he relies on them for strength, comfort, and guidance. Conversations that once centered on work or humor are now filled with discussions about health, decisions for the future, and the emotional impact of this diagnosis. For Jay, the love and presence of his family are essential anchors in a world that suddenly feels uncertain. The diagnosis has also prompted reflection on the years spent in the spotlight. Jay has openly acknowledged the personal sacrifices he made to achieve his level of success, from long hours and relentless touring to the pressures of maintaining a public image. Now, he must confront the physical and emotional consequences of decades of dedication to his craft. And yet, he does so with the same clarity, focus, and humor that have defined his career. Even in the face of uncertainty, he continues to find moments of lightness, reminding those around him of his resilience and determination. Colleagues and fans alike have responded with overwhelming support. Social media is flooded with messages of encouragement, celebrities are expressing concern, and longtime viewers are sending heartfelt notes of admiration and solidarity. While the diagnosis is deeply personal, Jay's willingness to share it with the world highlights his understanding of the connection he has built with audiences over decades. His openness allows people to not only support him, but also reflect on the human side of someone they have admired for years. Most importantly, the diagnosis has forced Jay to reconsider priorities, pace, and purpose. Where once he might have focused solely on career achievements or nightly performances, he now balances professional commitments with health, family, and personal reflection. It is a period of introspection, adaptation, and courage, showcasing the strength that has always been part of his character. The road ahead is uncertain, but Jay Leno faces it with honesty, determination, and a resolve that mirrors the dedication he has shown throughout his legendary career. The impact of Jay Leno's diagnosis reaches far beyond the initial shock. For someone whose identity has been so closely tied to work, public appearances, and late-night television, the realization that life is shifting in an unexpected way is both sobering and transformative. Jay is confronting a reality that few in his position ever have to face: the transition from being in complete control of his professional life to navigating uncertainty, treatment, and personal reflection. One of the most profound changes has been adjusting daily routines. Decades of discipline, from early mornings to late nights on set, have been replaced with doctor appointments, rest periods, and moments of introspection. While Jay has always thrived under demanding schedules, this new chapter requires patience, self-care, and acceptance of limits, a challenge for a man accustomed to pushing himself tirelessly. Yet he has approached it with a calm determination, understanding that resilience is not just about endurance, but also about adapting to circumstances beyond one's control. Friends and family have become a lifeline. Jay's wife and children have been by his side, offering support, companionship, and encouragement. In private moments, laughter remains, a reminder that humor continues to be a guiding force even during difficult times. These interactions reveal a side of Jay Leno that fans rarely see, vulnerable, reflective, and deeply human. He draws strength from the people closest to him, and in turn inspires them with his unwavering spirit and courage. Professionally, the diagnosis has prompted re-evaluation. Jay has spent decades building a legacy, but now he faces decisions about future projects, appearances, and commitments. He has expressed a desire to focus on meaningful work while balancing health needs, demonstrating a level of maturity and foresight that reflects his life experience. Colleagues have noted his clarity and thoughtfulness in these decisions, recognizing the challenge of reconciling passion for work with the necessity of care and recovery. Emotionally, Jay has been candid about the mix of fear, acceptance, and hope he feels. Even someone as accomplished and admired as he is must grapple with uncertainty, the fragility of health, and the reality of stepping back from a life defined by constant activity. Yet in interviews and statements, he maintains a sense of perspective, acknowledging the seriousness of his situation without allowing it to overshadow the gratitude he feels for family, friends, and fans. Through it all, one constant remains: Jay Leno's humor. Even in the face of life-changing news, he finds ways to inject lightness, wit, and positivity. It is a testament to the resilience that has defined his career and personal life. Fans who have followed him for years recognize that the same qualities that made him a beloved entertainer, determination, honesty, and a commitment to bringing joy, are the qualities helping him navigate this most challenging of chapters. As Jay Leno faces life's new reality, he continues to inspire those around him. The diagnosis is serious, yet it also highlights his humanity, courage, and the importance of leaning on loved ones. For the first time in decades, the audience sees not just the public figure, but the man, reflective, strong, and determined to face what comes next with dignity and grace. Jay Leno's announcement has prompted a wave of reflection, not just for him, but for fans, colleagues, and the entertainment world as a whole. A man who spent decades making others laugh, easing tensions, and brightening evenings with humor, now faces a personal chapter defined by vulnerability, honesty, and farewell. The diagnosis has shifted his perspective, forcing him to evaluate priorities, relationships, and the legacy he will leave behind. For decades, Jay thrived on routine, preparation, and the energy of live audiences. The thrill of performing, engaging with guests, and connecting with millions of viewers became the defining rhythm of his life. Yet now, he confronts the reality that this chapter is changing. No longer can he rely solely on the familiar structure of his career. Instead, he must focus on personal well-being, healing, and meaningful connections outside of the spotlight. This transition, while difficult, is also an opportunity for reflection and growth, highlighting the human side of a man often seen only through the lens of comedy and television. Family has always been at the heart of Jay's life, and the current circumstances have reinforced that truth. His wife, children, and close friends have become a source of strength and grounding. Moments once taken for granted, shared meals, quiet conversations, and simple daily routines, now hold profound significance. Jay has expressed gratitude for these connections, recognizing that love and support are more vital than fame or applause. These relationships have provided a sense of stability and comfort, helping him navigate the emotional and physical challenges of his diagnosis. Professionally, Jay reflects on a career that is as remarkable as it is enduring. From stand-up clubs to primetime television, he built a legacy characterized by dedication, humor, and authenticity. The diagnosis does not diminish these achievements. Rather, it adds perspective, reminding both Jay and the public of the human effort behind every joke, every monologue, and every late-night performance. His willingness to step back and prioritize health demonstrates a rare blend of humility and wisdom, a recognition that life's most important work is often personal rather than public. Fans and colleagues have responded with an outpouring of support. Messages of concern, admiration, and encouragement have filled social media, phone lines, and personal correspondence. Many are reflecting on the joy Jay has brought to their lives, now reciprocating with love and care during his time of need. It is a powerful reminder of the deep connection he has built over decades, a bond that extends far beyond entertainment into shared human experience. Finally, Jay Leno's decision to speak openly about his diagnosis is a testament to courage and honesty. By sharing his truth, he demonstrates that even those who seem larger than life face challenges that are deeply personal. It is a farewell of sorts, a step back from the routines and pressures that defined him. But it is also a chapter of reflection, acceptance, and hope. Jay's story reminds us that vulnerability can be as powerful as humor, in that strength is often found in acknowledging reality while maintaining grace and dignity. As he navigates this difficult period, Jay Leno leaves a legacy not only of laughter, but of resilience, honesty, and human connection. Fans and colleagues alike will remember him not just for his performances, but for the courage and heart he demonstrates in facing life's most challenging moments. As Jay Leno steps back from the routines that have defined him for decades, he faces a new chapter, one that emphasizes reflection, connection, and personal well-being. The diagnosis, while tragic, has prompted him to reassess what matters most: family, friendships, and the simple joys of life that often go unnoticed amid the glare of fame. For Jay, this moment is about more than health. It is about embracing life in its entirety, cherishing the moments that truly count. Throughout his career, Jay's focus was on entertaining others, bringing laughter and joy into homes across the nation. He mastered the art of timing, observation, and storytelling, creating a legacy that is both memorable and influential. Yet now he has discovered the importance of turning that same energy inward, nurturing relationships, prioritizing health, and finding peace in moments of quiet reflection. It is a shift from the external validation of applause and ratings to the internal fulfillment of connection and well-being. Family remains at the center of his journey. Jay has often credited his wife and children with keeping him grounded through the pressures of fame. Today, their support is more vital than ever. Together, they navigate appointments, treatments, and emotional challenges, finding strength in one another. Jay's openness about his situation also allows his loved ones to share in the process, fostering honesty, understanding, and a deeper appreciation for the bonds that sustain him. Fans and colleagues have responded with an outpouring of support, celebrating not only his career, but his courage in facing this personal battle. Messages of encouragement, admiration, and love underscore the profound impact Jay has had on countless lives. For many, his willingness to share his journey serves as a reminder that even those who bring joy to the world experience their own struggles, and that strength is found in facing them openly. Ultimately, this chapter of Jay Leno's life is about balance, acceptance, and gratitude. The diagnosis has forced him to slow down, to focus on what truly matters, and to find fulfillment outside of the spotlight. While fans may miss the nightly performances, they are witnessing a new side of Jay, a man defined not only by talent and humor, but by resilience, humanity, and the courage to embrace life fully, even in the face of uncertainty. As he moves forward, Jay Leno leaves a legacy that extends beyond television. It is a legacy of laughter, yes, but also of honesty, perseverance, and the importance of prioritizing love, health, and connection. In stepping away from the spotlight, he teaches a powerful lesson: that life's greatest triumphs often lie in the quiet moments, the personal victories, and the courage to face challenges with grace.